Good morning. Dena with DoubleTruckn here. Friday morning, and I am at home. I was not with my partner this week. Made a run to Rialto with another driver. Sherry went out on me this week. She had a little mishap in the truck. Got up half asleep, and I hit a bump, and it made her half fall in the sleeper, and she jammed her thumb and wrist, and we didn't know if she had a little bone broken or a torn ligament or what, so she stayed home. Her and Trace left me this week. Anyway, I made a run to California with a young man this week, and actually was a good week. He was a nice little guy, and got in and out of Chino. I think we waited a little over 3 hours, and everything went okay. Anyway, I'm just getting home this morning. She stayed up all night waiting on me. I thought we'd probably be in about 3. I think it was probably closer to 4:30 or 5. I got to get a swig of coffee, though. So I've come in and put her to bed, and I'm sitting here with some things on my mind that I need to share. Over here, though. He's glad his mama's home. Are you glad I'm home? You glad I'm home? He's a fruit cake. Anyway, I have some things on my mind. I want y'all to stay with me through this video a little longer than maybe 2 or 3 minutes. I want to talk about new hires, new drivers, new hires, even if they're experienced to some degree, maybe not brand new drivers, but maybe not veteran drivers, okay? There's just some things, and I guess it's the teacher in me, that I feel like that some companies are doing wrong. That's a word that I don't like to use because it's a negative connotation. But after this week, I feel that there's some companies out there that need a better training program. I really, really like my job. I'm not knocking my contractor by any means. They've been very good to me. With that being said, I feel like there could be some improvement with new hires. And I know that this is not the only company that could use some improvement. So I'm just gonna put it all out there in a bucket for companies in general. This is my opinion. Again, it's not a knock against my company. Thank goodness I had some experience with FedEx, so I knew kind of how the system with FedEx worked. It irks me to drive with somebody that tells me they were just thrown on a truck with a driver or different drivers that will not help them learn the system. And I realize that not all drivers are trainers. like I am. And I know that not all drivers are former teachers like I am, and so therefore they're not teachers. But I feel like that if you are a senior driver, you should be willing to help new drivers coming on get familiar with the system of the company. To have a new driver come in your truck and drive with you for the week, if it's just a week, or if it's from now on, to not help them familiarize themselves with the system, whether it be the ELD, whether it be your company's paperwork, whether it be how do we communicate with our contractor, what do we need to call them about, what do we not have to call them about, whether it be what do we do when we get to the terminal, do we need to go in the office, do we need to call, are there phone numbers for the terminals, the drop process, what do we do with dollies, do we work together, am I expected to drop and hook by myself? To have a new driver come on your truck and just let them figure shit out is wrong. And then to holler at them, or yell at them, or belittle them, and make life miserable for them on the truck, when you haven't bothered to try to help them, what's the purpose in that? It makes your life on the job miserable, and it makes their life miserable. And we're all a part of a team. You're out there to make money, that driver's out there to make money, and your contractor has you hired to help them make money. So why be unhappy in a job? Why try to make your day miserable and make that person's day miserable? In the long run, that's why we have turnover at companies. Because people are out for themselves and they're not looking out for each other. Where's the camaraderie? Where's the brotherhood? Where's the connection? I don't get it. When I'm talking to somebody on the truck and I say just anything in conversation and they're like, wait, what? That's a red flag for me. That tells me that that person wasn't told some things, hasn't been trained properly, has been thrown on a truck to swim or sink. And that also tells me that that driver's not going to stick around. So, this week, we hook doubles that requires a dolly. I don't know how much the darn things weigh. I always compare them to like a Volkswagen or like a small Mini Coupe or something. That suckers are heavy. And I don't care how big or small you are. At my lowest weight, wearing size 8, 10 clothes, I can handle a dolly. I can hook them up. by myself. But let me tell you, those things can kill you. They can hurt you badly. Even if you weigh 350. And for a driver to sit in a truck and to let a new driver get out of the truck and try to manhandle a dolly by themselves and figure out how to hook those things up by themselves and not walk them through. I don't care if they have been driving 6 months or a year, pulling 53s. And I don't care if they have been told this driver's got driving experience. Okay, you can drive a truck. You need help hooking those dollies. That should never be done by themselves. I'm sorry. Unless you've got experience with them and you know to be on your toes, you should never be turned loose with a dolly by yourself when you're brand new. And even though I've been doing it 7 years, I would never turn Sherry loose doing a dolly by herself. We do unhook sometimes by ourselves, because all you have to do is just set the dolly down off the pintle hook. But very rarely. We usually always handle that dolly together. Number one, it's just a safety issue. You could strain your back. If you don't lift that thing with your legs, you can strain your back real fast. It's a safety issue. It ought to be a rule that those dollies are handled by 2 people. It ought to just be a rule. I don't care how big you are, how tough you think you are. It can be done by 1 person. But it should just be a safety. It should just be a safety rule. And for me to be told that I've been hurt 2 or 3 times by a dolly because I didn't know what they would do. Heck, those things will get away from you. Oh yeah, they will get away from you. Heck, those things will pop up and hit you in the chin. Yes, they will, and they will knock you the fuck out. You mean to tell me that you've been hooking dollies by yourself and you've been new for, when did you start? Why? My question is why? Why would a driver allow, I don't care how big you are. I honest to God, I don't get it. That's being an asshole. That's being a friggin' asshole. I said, you haven't been trained right. That wasn't the only thing. There were several things that we talked about that he's like, wait, what? What else am I missing? You haven't been trained right. Who trained you? I just got put on the truck. She said she wasn't a trainer and she wasn't going to hold my hand. Really? Really? I'm just aggravated. I'm just aggravated because that sets people up for failure and it sets the company up for turnover. I don't like it at all. I do not like it at all. And I guess it's the teacher in me. Because when I have somebody on the truck with me, I try to go over all the little things so that they're informed. I would never sit in a truck. A few weeks ago, And it's okay because I'm experienced and I can do it. But a few weeks ago, I drove with a different man. We got to our drop, and he sat behind the steering wheel and let me go out and unhook and hook. Okay. Whatever, asshole, I can do it. I applied for the job, I can do the job. Yeah, you know, it ain't nothing to me, but it's just the fact that another driver would just do that when you're team driving. Team. And I'm just like, okay, well, you know, it's whatever. I can do it. I can do it as good as you can. And I'm not going to run over a trailer doing it. It's all good. But I just wonder how many other companies out there are dealing with the same kind of stuff. Like throwing drivers under the steering wheel and not really, really, really telling them how their company works, how their system works. We have some runs that when you get there, like when you get to the yard or whatever, we have to wait sometimes several hours for the next load to be ready. You've got time to bobtail to get you some food, or you can go in the terminal and take a shower, or you could run up to Love's and take a shower, get food, whatever. This kid was told that no, once you get to the terminal, you have to sit here. You cannot leave. I'm like, do what? I was told we can't go nowhere. Now this kid been sitting for hours. With a truck stop right down the road where he could go get him some water or food or whatever. Because that heifer told him that he could not leave the terminal once you're there. I said, you see this off PC button right here? Hit that button. Put food, truck stop, document it some way. And go down to the truck stop and get you some food. And if she don't like it, tell her to get her ass in the sleeper and go to sleep. You'll drive down there. She don't have to. You do not have to sit here and be hungry for 8 hours. Or thirsty. Or want a shower. Maybe she was misinformed herself. I said, they don't like you to be on off PC for more than an hour. But Love's is literally 5 miles. So you could go to Love's, run in there and get you some food, some drinks, whatever, to last you for the next 8 hours. Since you got to sit here and come back to the terminal in 30 minutes. I'm almost done ranting. I'm almost done ranting. I felt sorry for the kid. How many truck... companies need to well inform their employees exactly how it goes down. Teams need to work as teams. Everybody's just out for themselves. I don't get it. I do not get it. If you're going to team, you need to be a friggin' team. You don't have to be partners like me and Sherry to be a team. So I'd really like for you to comment below. I'd kind of like to know what your experience has been with your company as far as your training program, with your trainee on the road. Did you feel that you got proper training? What kinds of things did your trainer show you? When you went on the road, did you feel that you were thrown into the truck? Did you feel that you were properly trained? I'm interested. Please comment. Give me some feedback as to what you think your company did. What's the consensus out there? Do you feel like training programs need to be improved? Do you feel that you were adequate? Okay, I can't say that word. Adequately trained. We need some feedback on this. I just feel like that maybe as far as the fundamentals of the job, it is being done, but I think that maybe some things need to be touched on that maybe aren't with some of the drivers that I've talked to. Just let me know. Okay, I'm done preaching for the day. I'm going to finish this cup of coffee. I got to check on my girl. She done fell out at work and broke her foot, and I don't know what else. She's in a boot. Sherry, thank goodness she was at home this week. Her mother's back in the hospital, and we're going to go check on her after Sherry gets up. I don't know what else. I'm done ranting. I just came home in a mood because it leaves me with a lot of questions. If you're going to train, don't just train how to go down the road and how to back and how to change lanes and how to hook a trailer and all of just the mechanical part of the job. Train everything so that the driver knows every aspect of the job. How to work the clock, how to be strategic with the clock. Teach them, give them apps on their phone. Trucker Path. I'm sure there's even more, probably better ones, but Trucker Path is the one I use. It shows you where way stations are, rest areas, all the truck stops. Teach them how to trip plan, where you're going to stop for breaks. Have them double check their routing. All the aspects. So that they can be successful and stay with their company. I'm out. It's Friday morning. I've got a long weekend. I got to check on my kid to make sure she can walk and take care of babies and all that good stuff. We're going to go check on our mama and make sure that she's doing okay. And I don't know what else kind of trouble we're going to get into. Oh, Lord, there ain't no telling. There is no telling what I'm going to get into. You guys have a great weekend. DoubleTruckn, running up and down the road for Double S Transport and FedEx Ground. Have a great weekend, y'all. See ya.